Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Blueprints. Day 50. We did it. We made it to 50. Happy Boxing Day, I guess. So, here's the thing. Before I do anything, okay, it's actually good morning. I didn't get a ton of sleep. My brain is gonna be a little slow waking up. Caffeine hasn't kicked in yet, but I had like some. I had a weird mishmash of like blueprint stuff and whatever dreams I was having. It's kind of gone now. I mostly just remember like drafting things and then like rotating them and throwing some of them out and redrawing. Couldn't tell you what I was drafting. Probably rooms. I don't know the context. I just remember seeing the drafting screen and stuff. No, I had like some shower thoughts this morning, and I think they're okay. I think they're good ones. So basically, I was just going through my to do list as well, and we're kind of down to two things. One is I need the shrine. I need the shrine. We need Blessing of the Monk. That seems to drive a huge amount of what I want to do next and what I think increasingly I have to do next. I think I'm getting bottlenecked on needing that. So that's one piece. Two, drafting the rooms on rank 8. So this is a thing. This is an interesting like sort of thought that I had. I believe we're getting clues to help us solve the puzzle for whatever room we're in on rank 8, right? So when we were there for the gallery, we got a clue for solving the gallery puzzle. When we were there for room 8, we got a clue for solving the room 8 puzzle. And then, like, for the kennel, we just got, like, some fluff, the name of the dogs. I don't know if that's relevant or not. I don't know if that's, like, a password that we can put in. Hot sauce. I don't know. But the 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 thought that sort of occurred to me is, oh, her ladyship's spare room is here, but you're not a blue room. I wonder if we could go back to like the base spare room and get that on rank 8. Or if we could just put this in rank 8 as is and get a note. That's going on the to-do list for sure. Spare room. I didn't even think of that one until just now. Okay, so my thought is either we draft. Oh, I'm trying real hard not to sneeze. Oh, why allergy season? Why does Mother Nature have to like try to murder me every year? Okay. We're getting clues to solve the puzzle for that room. I should put rooms there if I can that I think might be related to a puzzle, but I don't know for sure. So a good example, music room. We did the ballroom already. Yeah, music room is a good example because there's the that little drawing over there, the clef, and like the treble clef or whatever, and then it says denoted in verse, which is tied to a new clue. That is obviously relevant somehow, somewhere, in some capacity. So maybe getting the music room there would help. Maybe. The other option would be just try to get like relatively important rooms in rank 8 that don't seem to be tied to a puzzle or that might have some sort of note in like a broader context. So like wine cellar has like the family crest down there. There's not really anything else going on in that room. Wine cellar might be an interesting one to try to get in rank 8. Vault, there's the stuff with the passports. Maybe there's some additional clue or hint or something cool that we could get from that. Rumpus Room, I just want to see you at all, but it'd be cool if we got it at rank 8 and could see what note is in there. Office is a good one. The study, I think, is another one that I'd like to get. I don't think we've done the study. I should look at my actual list. We've not done study, so that would be interesting. security workshop. Now this is an interesting one. I was thinking about the chamber. Oh, library is another one that I'd like to get there. Right, those are like kind of important rooms. Um, and I'd be curious to know like what sort of message we might get in those. Chamber of Mirrors is an interesting one because we probably would have to solve it again, get to all four sides. But it probably also has like 4 or 8 notes in there, and I don't know that they would all be the same. So that's a tempting one. I'm gonna write this down. So we have a spare room, we have Chamber of Mirrors, library, study, I know how to spell, office, workshop. Security is probably just going to be a hint about like the monitors or something. Oh, attic would be a cool one. Like maybe the trophy room. Yeah, some of the more interesting rooms that don't necessarily have puzzles for themselves. Oh, I didn't write down security. Question mark. Chamber of Mirrors is near the top. What else in here? Oh. Conference room, observatory. Yeah, those would be kind of interesting to check as well. While I'm here, what rarity is the observatory? I would like to lower you to be super common. Okay, so we need the blessing of the monk from the shrine. That like that feels like that's a sticking point. Oh, let me write down things that I want to try. Blessing of the monk. Bless of the monk. I mean, y'all could just like watch me do this. I'm literally just over here like just typing away, just making my to-do list. For whatever reason, I'm still keeping this in Notepad++ and haven't moved it over into OneNote yet. But Blessing of the Monk. So rooms to try. We need the antechamber. I'm curious about like room 46. I do know what happens if you get the foundation. So here's the thing. I'm probably just going to look up what the blue note is in the foundation. I know, I'm sure somebody has figured this out. But what happens is you put the foundation out in the outer room, and then you have 2 foundations, and then you lose access to the outer room. And I don't think the elevator works in that second one, because you can't get around behind it and turn the elevator on. So you just like brick that room and can't use it anymore. But after like a day or two, they give you the spray that removes the room from the drafting pool for a week. So then you'd wait a week and then you could redraft the foundation in your house because it's gone. You removed it. You removed both of them, I believe. But then you could try to get it in rank 8. I like where we have the foundation. Getting it in rank 8 would be interesting. Then we would have it stuck in rank 8 forever. So then we would have only 4 blue room options, but also we would just start there, so we could just make a beeline through, and maybe it would make this a little easier. I don't know. Oh, entrance hall. I kind of want to try entrance hall. The entrance hall might be interesting if we got the experiment for add a pair of chests to the entrance hall, because it would probably add it in both. That'd be interesting. Antechamber, room 46, entrance hall. Oh, here's the other one. Okay, here's another one that I was thinking about. Let's go back to my notes here real quick. We'll go back to these notes. So, rooms. I was thinking about the treasure trove stuff. Green memos you find in this room will always be true. The true treasure of the trove is not of the house. That's interesting. The previous box in this room contained a true statement, which means that this is true. Because handwritten red memos are true. Green memos and white boxes are always lies. I don't remember what. This was before I was keeping track of box color and stuff, right? Two realms are the same. Yeah. So here we go. The true treasure of the trove is not in the house. That's maybe true. The true treasure of the trove is not in this room. This is a lie, because it's typed red. So the true treasure of the trove is in the trove, but also not in the house. I had treasure trove on my mind because I was still kind of regretting not saving the treasure map for another day to try to get the treasure trove in that spot and dig. That's kind of still maybe on my to-do list next time I get a map. So the treasure trove is something that I'd like to get out with the blessing of the monk. So that's 4 already. Is there anything else I wanted to get out there? Not really. I mean, getting the secret passage out there is kind of an interesting idea. Huh. Getting the secret garden out there is interesting. I don't know how that would work because you need the key to get the secret garden to show up. So maybe that's one that we try, but that's like kind of maybe low priority. Same with the secret passage. 1, 2, 3. So that's like 4 that I pretty definitively want to try. Entrance hall, antechamber, room 46, treasure trove. Oh, you know what? I didn't even look to see if there are like. Oh, here we go. This is the other one that was on my mind. This one I don't like as much, but it seems true. I don't want to. I don't want to do this again. The classrooms are all different rooms, so they're probably all gonna have different blue memos. That's just whatever. But specifically, like towards the end, language class. How much you want to bet there's like another word we can learn in Arajan out there? Uh, so we got to try to get the classrooms and then specifically get the last like 2 or 3 in rank 8. Like the final exam room might have something. So a good like way to validate that would be to get the classrooms and then just try to get like any classroom that's not the first one out there. Rank 8 drafts. Classrooms. Parentheses. Greater than grade 1. Okay. Planetary might also be an interesting one to get the note for. But it's probably just going to be like, oh, you should come back with a telescope so you can look at the planets. Okay. That I think is enough. So that's like some goals we can work towards. I wasn't even looking at towards the end here for things that I want to stick outside. The lavatory outside is kind of funny. Clock tower outside is kind of interesting too. Kennel would be kind of interesting because there's always a dig spot there. So would that open the door and let us go through from the outside? I don't know. That's kind of a low priority thing that I kind of want to try. Maybe something like the throne room as well. I don't know. Okay, so that's all that. The other thing, the other thing, there's one last thing. One final thing. Hang on, let's do this. Back to these notes. The unknown, underground, this whole nonsense. So let's just go through this again. An Ares court where the king now lays. I'm actually thinking this might just be the room that we were in because there was the Arinda Ares sarcophagus with the logo on it, the sigil, and like the painting of the king in the back and stuff. And it's like, I even commented on it, I was like, oh, do you think that the king lays here? So, in that room, probably, on the sacred hour, will a youth approach with empty arms without gifts nor gold nor mannered charms. So I probably need to have nothing. No gems, no keys, no gold, no items, just absolutely nothing. And in sky above a brilliant sign, a sullen cross is 5 stars aligned. So we have to get the cross constellation. So I really want to get the observatory earlier. The black key is lying with the last king of 8. So I don't know what the black key would be used for. I have no idea. So I'm not going to do this now. I'm not even going to think about it. But at some point, we're probably going to want to fish for the observatory first. So I would not take my allowance at the start of the day, and we would go hunting for that constellation before anything else. This is amazing. This is so good. I love starting the day with stuff. I have no items, and we have 1 item now. Yes, please. Okay. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm hoping to get some rerolls, and then I'm going to, at some point, set the Banner of the King to blue, and then we'll go out and draft our outer room and just try to get the Blessing of the Monk. Because that one, it doesn't have any effect. It's not relevant at all until the end of the day. So we have all day to try to build up to getting that. Din's a little tempting here. Yeah, why not? All right. I'm glad that we went through all that because it's good to have some goals again. Because I kind of had like very loose goals of just get anything at rank 8, whatever, blah. But now we have like actual goals again. I mean, the trophy room's just a better parlor room. Parlor room's kind of fun because of the logic puzzles, but like the trophy room is just objectively more useful in every conceivable way. It is a little over 2 times as useful. I'm also not... Ooh, observatory is very good, too. We gotta increment our stars. I'm also, like, not really aggressively trying to hold off and avoid drafting rooms to try to get those at rank 8 later. Like, I know the observatory is one of the ones I want there, and we'll deal with it as it comes, you know? Don't really care. I don't know if I want Draxus today. I think we pass on Draxus. Still don't know what to do about the Baron's Bafflers. We're just gonna ignore you. I'm just gonna ignore you. Not sure what else to do about you right now. The drawing room's fine. We should probably head back soon and see what's on the other side of the den. Okay, break room is actually pretty nice to have. That's a decent spot for it, too. Give me some keys. Something key related. Yeah, I'll put the Eastwick Hall here. Alright, let's do some math. We're very close to having 40 of these done. Okay, 12, and then we flip it to 21. Minus 20 is 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. Oh, times 7. I was like, wait, we're gonna go negative. 7 times 3 is 21. Minus 15 is 6. And I think we flip the digits. Oh no, never mind, hang on. 7 times 3, 21. You're in different ranks. Okay. 21 minus 5, that's 16. We flip it. 61 minus 10 is 51. We flip it. I feel like we solved this one before. Okay, now things are getting kind of real. So a third of 3 is 1 squared. And we've definitely done this one before. We've seen this one before. A third of 3 is 1 squared. Plus another 1. That's 2. Squared is 4. Plus another 1 is 5. Squared is 25. Minus a third of 15 is 20. Okay. Those were repeat puzzles. I think just not in that order. We're only, what, like a day or two away from having all those done. Having something that goes straight here would be excellent. That's fine. That's fine. Could have rotated it to go the other way, but this is fine. Okay, we also still are working on, like, crates. Excuse me. Crates and, getting mail. Log into network. Swan song. Okay. Nothing new today, but that's alright. Let's just RTA. Lab. Give me a new experiment. 2 or more gems drafting a room, each bedroom after the second. Unlock or bypass a security door. Move a crate, 2 or more gems. That seems reasonable. Let's see what we have here real quick. And then I think we head back to the beginning. Kennel is very good. We don't have a shovel. Kennel is slightly less good. It's still good. We might just end up getting a shovel. And if we do, that's amazing. Yeah, bedroom, aquarium, etc. I could do this. Oh yeah, we can go off the aquarium too. I forgot about this. Oh shit, I'm here. Let's just get some gems. Okay. This is not an empty box. The empty boxes are both false. So if you're true, then each of these is false. Interesting. The empty boxes are both true. Oh, okay. So if you're true, the empty boxes are both true, then those two are both false. The empty boxes are both false. That's a lie. One of the empty boxes has something in it. No, the empty boxes are both false. One of the false boxes is not empty. One of the empty boxes is true. That's the empty box that's true. The empty boxes are both true. The empty boxes are both false. No, they're both true. Empty boxes are both true. The empty boxes are both true. So you're empty. Another empty thing is true. That doesn't work because the other empty is either you and making you true. The empty boxes are both false, which is incompatible here. The empty boxes are both true. Okay, so let me restart this. We're going to assume this guy's true and then see how the logic plays out. The empty boxes are both true. If you're true, then according to yourself, you're one of the two empty boxes. So one of these other ones is true and also empty. This is not an empty box, so if you're true, then you are not an empty box and you are also an empty box. So that's incompatible. So that just right there breaks this if you're true. So then this one has to be true. The empty boxes are both false, which is just straight up a contradiction. So you have to be a liar. The empty boxes are both true. That is incorrect. At least one of the empty boxes is not true. Maybe they're both not true. I don't know. So, because these have opposing statements, they have to be opposed, right? So, we know you can't be true. You have to be false. That's the only way this is going to work. Which means this has to be true. The empty boxes are both false. So, this is not an empty box. That's false. This is an empty box. And because it's false, you're an empty box. That all works. That's fine. This one has the gems. Meow meow. He brought me a toy. I'll be right back. I need to throw the toy. Okay, he brought me a toy and then he was like meowing and purring and rubbing against my leg and I had to go walk over and throw the toy and then he just laid down. I was like, why'd you do that? What? We're not playing fetch. What do you think I am, a dog? He likes to play fetch, usually. I think we do the boudoir. Okay, so I do want to go back to the den. I want to go back to the den. We're out of keys. I want to go back to the den. That's probably okay to put here. Okay. That's very nice as well. And we're out of keys. Well, we get like, what, 15 steps or something there? Yeah, that's really nice. We get an extra 5 for the aquarium. It's also quite nice. Just like immediately going to be a dead end and I'm going to be sad, but that's all right. Ooh. So that is stupidly expensive. Why can you not be rotated? Can you only enter from the bottom? I think you were only allowed to enter from the bottom. That's interesting. I mean, a very expensive solution to getting a crate removed, but hey man, it's what the gems are for. Oh, hold a skip, hell yeah. Okay. So if we can make it to the antechamber, we can make it to room 46. We could end the day in room 46. We could... I mean, like, we obviously still need to get the, the weight room would give us another lever. I just don't want to deal with that right now. If we could make it into so if we get the blessing of the monk. Why did I do that? I don't want to do that. You know what I'm trying to say. I like having the antechamber open and being able to get into room 46. That's a little harder than just getting into the antechamber itself. So that's probably... Oh, there's so many gems. That's probably what I would go for first, just for the sake of having it. We don't have none keys. This is actually going to become a problem. Okay, this also lets me see if there's anything behind the throne. I don't think there is. Yeah, there's not. Okay. Good to have, like, actual confirmation of that, though. Do we get the conservatory? Of course not. Mail room could be good, though. Sure. Oh, look at all that stuff. Okay, and we have a few additional letters. All right, so that's all the staff. Hang on. Mailroom. We had all the staff. Another successful experiment, another letter. You've certainly been keeping yourself busy. As I spent the last few days racking my brain, trying to come up with new clues for you, I'm reminded of your mother's aptly named book, A New Clue, and how fiendishly she hid the clues for her readers within its pages. Copy paste the screenshot here. Don't worry, I won't be hiding my clues for you in imagery or requiring you to comb the text with a magnifying glass. There's a clue for the tiny numbers. The truth is, I'm not nearly as clever or creative as she was. The best I could muster trying to be cryptic and mysterious would be something like break the bricks in the weight room with something that has a handle and is very heavy. I'm afraid that in spite of my best efforts, the result is not quite as cryptic and even less mysterious. I suppose I'll leave the riddles to your great uncle and his niece. From Randolph. Ooh. Interesting. Okay. Dear Simon, I've been running out of ideas of my own. Yesterday I asked Kirk Darren if he had any additional security advice I could pass on, and to my surprise he gave me an envelope and directed me to include it in my next correspondence to you. I did not ask him what it contained, so I'll be very curious to hear from you after all this is over and find out whether or not it was of any use. Until next time, Randolph. Unused memos. How do I open this? Okay. Sure, you're still... we're gonna screenshot all of these. But, like, I don't need the full... Just make a tiny one here. So I gotta stack all these in. We know you're a lie, because you're typed red. The numbers 6, 7, and 9 do not appear in any of the fixed combinations of safes on the estate. So, like, the time lock safe could obviously have just whatever, because we could put whatever we wanted in there. Is that true? I have the dates for all the letters, right? Somewhere in here. Oh, I don't have red letter 1. December 8th for letter 2. 3 is the one that just doesn't exist. This is the boudoir, so this is Christmas. 12/25. November 8th. Boy, a lot of these were sent on the 8th. April 15th. That's the drawing room. Time lock safe. The office is March 3rd. Okay. Oh gosh darn it. I keep clicking like to the right to move to the next page because that's how it works in like other video games, but that's not how you do that here. You gotta click in the middle. Okay, another safe code. That's funny because that's the number on the family crest in the wine cellar. This is a handwritten note, so this one's true. D8. This would have helped me with that chess one that I struggled with. There's a safe on rank 10. So here's the thing. I don't know if I trust green memos. This would be a safe in room 46. There might be. I don't know. I'm leaning towards green memos are lies by default, but depending on the room or location where we read them, they can be true. These are the ones that seem to be variable. Huh, that's interesting. Okay. Boop. Simon, I can't think of any reason you'd need to access the server administrator controls before I return, but your father mentioned your interest in computers, so I have a feeling you may be a bit more hands-on than your great uncle. You'll find the admin terminal in Blackbridge Grotto, yeah, a small cavern sealed, much like the story, off of the East Drive. I believe I've previously explained how to restore power to the grotto in one of my earlier letters. However, keep in mind that accessing the terminal requires an admin key. Unfortunately, I won't be able to set one up for you until I return, but your admin key will eventually be Joan S., first 4 letters of your family name. Or, if you prefer, we could use a pseudonym. I'm sure we'll discuss it in greater detail when I return. We already know that, but that would have been helpful earlier. Simon, if you do end up accessing the admin controls in Blackbridge Grotto, I'm sure you noticed the sealed circular door to the left of the terminal. As you likely already concluded for yourself, this door can only be opened if 3 different microchips are inserted in the central pedestal. Normally, all 3 microchips are kept secured in 3 other locations, but I decided to make it easy for you and have left 1 of the microchips in the grotto for ready access. However, you'll have to find a new clue, or 2, to find the others. Hey, he made an attempt at being cryptic. That's almost cryptic. I appreciate that. And then here's a picture of the sledgehammer. Because, yeah, a lot of people apparently get hung up on needing to sledgehammer the vase. Okay, okay. So we're at the end, question mark. There maybe is room for another letter or 2 that could be squeezed in here. Who knows, maybe it goes this way as well or something. I don't know. But I feel like we're low on letters to receive here, which is fine by me. Okay, we did get some keys. That I needed to double check that. That's very good. That's very, very nice. We needed the keys. Oh, and I have this. Oh, we got everything. Okay. All right. That's cool. I had completely forgotten that we'd gotten all those extra letters, so I'm a huge fan. Yeah, the dining room is fine here. I guess the big question I'm having now is like, at what point do we just turn on the Banner of the King and go back and try to get the Blessing of the Monk? I feel like I'm quickly approaching that point. I would love to have multiple ways to access the 8th rank up here. For like obvious reasons, but it would be nice to be able to like get a dead end and then still have other options for reaching the rest of the 8th rank. So I'm going to try to prioritize that as much as I can today. I say that I have no ability to prioritize that ever, but we'll pretend that I'm somehow finding a way to influence things. Furnace. Chef salad could be good. I mean, we could also just like take the weight room and then buy a bunch of food here. So like, we don't need the steps right now. Although it stinks that I just burnt the lunchbox. It's fine. That's kind of a bummer. We'll gamble. Huh. This is the lever, right? Sure is. Okay, so we can reach room 46 if we need to. That's cool. Sure. We're gonna need like a better key solution at some point. That's probably fine. The pantry's also fine. Let's just do the pantry. It doesn't really matter. The Geist bedroom is very, very tempting. Just because I want those re-rolls. I don't really care about accessing it from that angle. Let's go up here. Commissary is really good. The locksmith is pretty tempting, but we have access to all of rank 7 now. Everything's half off. And like, we don't need the bananas right now, so I'm not gonna worry about that. Okay, I like the showroom. Showroom is always good. Let's just see what we can buy. Now that I just spent all my money. Oops. Emerald bracelet would be nice. Master key would be great. We don't have nearly enough money for that. Silver spoon is funny. We don't really need the steps, though. I mean, we're kind of close. Like, if we get the vault or something, we can do the, we could buy the emerald bracelet. Or the master key. Either of those would be good. Okay, okay, okay. Meow, meow, meow. Meow. He's just having fun. He's making a lot of noise over there. Kind of a stinky place to use the passageway. That's fine. It is what it is. That is annoying. Meow. Meow. Going from the passageway and curving up is probably like a more sensible thing to do there. Let's see what we got from the up here. It's probably fine. Let's do it from the other side. Let's do it like this. You might have rerolls, so I'll pop in here and check. You have no rerolls. That's alright. Okay. I believe... Well, we could maybe get something that curves up here. That's fine. Okay, it is Banner of the King time. We're going blue. We're gonna head out and check the thing, but let's see what else we got here. Okay, walk-in closet is fine. Sure. Okay, okay. We got some stuff. We have a ton of gems. Where is the blue note? Mario! Somebody's being incredibly playful today. Aha. Walk-in closet. So it's a blue memo, so it's true. They're all blue memos by definition. That's the point. Her Ladyship Claire Epson was laid to rest on the 11th of June, 1983. Why is that relevant? I don't know why that's relevant. I'm not sure what to make of that. This blocks off that corner, which is a little annoying. Rotunda would actually be really nice to have here. Music room is, like, definitively one of the rooms that I want to get here, though. This is a specifically identified room. Secret garden key. Thanks, game. Where's that key card? Key card? Oh, memo. Note card. They like to be hidden, sort of, in the, I don't know what you call these, but like the little, like, false windows. I cannot get behind you. Oh, we can get behind you. Aha! Uh-oh. There's a major key hanging on a wall in the safe house. What does that mean? There was the Metro. There was We Seek What's in the Shades of Truth. Wall of the safe house. A major key? We do not currently have access to the safe house. I was kind of afraid that this was going to become relevant again at some point. Let's see what we can do. Ideally, we would keep going straight. Conference room is good. Locker room is fine. Any of these would be good. Let's just do the conference room. This is one of the ones off my to-do list, so. Okay, conference room, check. I wrote down M. I did not write down music room. I mentioned that I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, and this is relatively early. I need more caffeine. Hang on. Oh, jeez. Okay. Conference room. Oh, let's add this to my Blue Tent notes. I like this new strategy of avoid the rooms that specifically have puzzles that will trip people up, because those are going to have hints for those puzzles. Like, we kind of learned that the hard way. Where is this blue memo going to be? My guess would be like in or on or around the table itself. I'm looking down here. Oh, there you are. Red memos were created by Kirk Darren and approved by the Baron, and questionably served as the estate's primary security system. That probably came to an end when you were betrayed by Denny Ravain. If I had to guess. Okay. Sure. Let's see what we got over here. Attic is fantastic. Office is also really good. Ooh. freezer's interesting. I'm assuming it's gonna tell us like there's other ways to freeze or to unfreeze or whatever. How to like melt the letter in there or something. Office, I think, is the way to go here. Attic is interesting. Office is definitely like one of the main ones I wanted to get though. And now we gotta just find a casual blue note card anywhere in here. Ha, found it. The king can castle by swapping with another. Okay, well. Music room. I'm alphabetizing these. Office. Nope, didn't screenshot this one. Okay. I mean, I did figure that out, but good to know. This would actually be like a huge clue for anybody who has seen the word castle on the wall there and doesn't know like what to do with it yet. So that's actually like kind of a big deal. Excuse me. And this will just put all that gold in the conference room there. We could use it to like buy the master key if I didn't have keys, and I don't really care. We're fine. Okay. Sauna's not bad. I do want the hallway, though. Getting that locked trunk would be very nice, especially because it could have a reroll. And we get access to room 46. Okay, well. Fingers crossed for the blessing of the monk, etc. Yes, we got the conservatory. Hell yeah. I will take that. What can we do here? All in all, like, this is not that bad of a room if we can get the key card. And making it a little more likely to show up so maybe we have another shot at getting that crown again, that's not bad. Maybe unusual, maybe standard? I don't know. Having it show up early is terrible if I don't have the key card, but fantastic if we do. We can just do that and reroll you. You could all you can stay unusual. I do like having the kitchen be super common. Maybe we make it standard instead. I don't know if I'm going to regret that, because the thing about steps, I say this a lot, steps are never a problem in this game until suddenly they are the most important problem. Suddenly they are run-defining when you don't have enough. But otherwise, you just always have way more steps than you need, and you don't even really think about them. Part of that is just having, like, very reliable access to the kitchen. Well, we'll leave you. Well, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That is all fine and well and good the way that worked out. Okay. So anything here would be fine. Any blue room that we haven't seen before. Ballroom. Clock tower is interesting. So I'm assuming that the clock tower is going to just have a hint for you gotta be here at the right time, you gotta know how the memos work, something for the actual clock tower puzzle, right? But, like, maybe not. I'm assuming the memo's up here. If the memo's, like, in that back room, I'll be very sad. Okay. You're just tucked under the sigil. Now that is cryptic. And eclipses only appear in the northern sun and in the north sky. That's true. In eclipse is an Eurasian word. Eclipse being the verb borrowed from our language, and in being north in their language. This still has to be something, right? That poem? I have no idea what, though. So I don't know what the relevance of that is, other than, like, maybe hinting at that word if you haven't found the... I guess specifically in the final exam is where we got the directions. Okay, we can still draft, like, another dead-end room there or something, so just something that costs 2 or more gems would be great. Alternatively, something that gives us rerolls would be fantastic. That also includes getting, like, the study. Because then we could turn our gems into rerolls. That would be great. So I will just pop over and do that before we go back to the start. You. Blah, who cares? I mean, it literally doesn't matter what room we put here. There's an apple. I'm not going to spend 2 steps to grab 2 steps. There's no point. Okay. That was pretty good. That was pretty good use of our rank 8 blue rooms. The fact that I have the Banner of the King while trying to do this, like, that is making life so much easier. So much more actually doable. Okay. Ooh, I kind of want to go check the the crate tunnel situation. Okay. Shrine, 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 shrine. Hell yeah. Oh, excuse me. Okay, before we do this, I need to check the money situation. Again, I'm just going to look this up. I don't care at this point. We know what the blessings are. It seems silly and tedious to obfuscate the amounts to get the blessings that I want, so I don't mind looking this up. So we can get it for a full 7 days. I have enough to do that. You're back. We're gonna need that for something. So... Reclaim the crown. That's like absolutely the sort of like big ultimate or penultimate puzzle, right? We are 100% going to need that stupid little effigy for this. And probably the scepter, because the draft version of the Red Prince, he was sitting on the throne, he was wearing the crown, he was holding the effigy, and he is holding the scepter. In history class, the like projected slideshow, when the General Tiskin after the war was being crowned king, he was walking along towards the throne. He was holding the effigy, he was holding the scepter, he was wearing the crown. So I strongly suspect that that little cursed effigy thing is involved for some reason, and I don't know why. I do wish there was like a quicker way to increment this, but can I? Oh, I could just use the up arrow on the keyboard. Hell yeah! Oh, and I can hold it. Okay, phew. That's everything I wanted. Hell yeah. We have it for a week. Okay. I'm increasingly glad that I didn't get like the freezer or something, because if I had seen it, I would have just taken it without thinking about needing to pay for the blessing. It would have been so sad. I would have just like rage quit. I would throw my computer out the window. Not really, but like, oh, I would be so sad. Yo, are all the crates out except for maybe one? Where does this lead? What's back here? Is there's got to be like something else we can do back here. Something? It's so dark and hard to see. Oh, that would have been funny if that worked. Okay, we can get that. We can do that. Another basement door. This has got to lead to like the castle, right? This has to lead to the castle. This could lead anywhere. I don't know what to think of this. A third use for the basement key is interesting, because I was just wondering about that, because the game keeps giving it to us, you know? Also, it still says unknown in the corner. That's a little off-putting. Okay, phew. I do also need to remember before we end the day that I do want to put the ornate compass back in the Kochek. So where are we going? Pool room, music room, and then just kind of keep going. Okay. Pool room. Ah. Music room. All the way to the end, then we curl around to the antechamber. I'm so glad that, like, we got access to all this stuff today. And just, like, we're here. So, just, like, I have thoughts, right? The cuckoo clocks, these were in A New Clue, the original first draft. These are the two clocks that are intended as a gift. They are permanently stuck at the sacred hour. You're closed again, but we could solve you again. This is interesting that the marigold bust is missing. That has to be relevant. And the fact that that's like an eclipse. I don't know. I still feel like there's a puzzle involved there, somehow. Oh, I'm excited, y'all. I have wanted to know what was at the end of this stupid tunnel since, like, day one of this game. A basement key, locked door was not a thing that I was expecting, but here we go. And then from here, when we're done with this, we'll pop into the house, we'll store the compass, and then we'll go end the day in probably room 46 first, because that is oh, no, wrong way. Technically a little bit tougher to get into. We either got to go all the way down to flip the lever, which is just tedious, or we're going to get the throne room. Weird that that one crate is still here, though. I wonder if we could remove that. I don't have the key card. I don't have the key card, and we didn't get the utility closet, the utility room. Okay. So it's just going to be a series of doors, right? There's going to be something important back there. I need to, like, demonstrate my mastery of unlocking. Here, take this, Jill. Interesting. I wonder if we're going to need other keys. I wonder if we're going to need, like, the master key or, like, the secret garden key or anything else. It's got to be important, whatever's under there. Okay, ornate compass has been checked. That is a good one. Let's just take this route again. Call it a day. I'm so excited. The Blessing of the Monk feels like that is the crux of a lot of the nonsense here at this point in the game. This was a good day to kind of release some of the, like, building frustration and tension that I've been feeling, because the last handful of days definitely have felt like, ooh, like we're doing stuff, but we're not making any meaningful progress, really. So this was a good counter to that. Having, like, a definitive to-do list and plan for the rank 8 notes helped a lot with that. That helped a lot. And at some point here, I've mentioned this a couple times already. I'm just going to reiterate. I am just going to look up what you get, like what the blue note is in the foundation. If you get that to rank 8, because that's so much work to move that. I don't want to do that. Okay. Blessing of the Monk. We call it a day. Yeah. Oh, it's exciting. I'm excited. I want to know what's down there in that tunnel. The corporate castle of tomorrow. That's when I have to go to work tomorrow. My corporate castle of tomorrow. Not thinking about it today. We'll deal with that tomorrow. Okay, cool. 4 tomorrow rooms: throne room, conference room, office, mail room. So corporate castle tomorrow. Yeah. I'm excited for when they add more of these, because that's like one of the little things that's coming in the, like, single content update that they're doing for this game, to kind of get it to where their complete vision is. All right, that was neat. That was a good day. I'm happy with that one. I'm excited. We're gonna have to track down that key card. I wonder if the basement door is gonna be locked again. That's an interesting thought. I don't know. I'm excited to see if there's anything meaningful about room 46 being in the outer room. Blessing of the Monk is such a relief to finally have, and to not have that stupid curse eat it this time. Cool. Done for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. May the grace of the Twilight Dragon be with you.